Hello and welcome. This is tutorial 9. Today we're going to be talking about actions and styles. Both these things are amazing tools to use in your workflow if you're doing a lot of pictures or you're doing the same thing consistently over and over again. Before we get into these things, I want to show you one little trick that I love to use, which is a script that's embedded in Photoshop, and it's in most versions of Photoshop. It's called Load Files into Stack, and what this does, it takes all the pictures between the files you selected and it puts them into a single working document. Now you could do this just by doing copy, cut, and paste into the same document, resize and all that stuff, but yeah. The easiest way is just to use this script. So it's under File, Scripts, and it's right here, Load Files into Stack. So I'm going to browse to some pictures that I've already done for a show. So let me just take let's just take a few pictures here that I've done. Like say when I was doing a fashion show a while ago. Okay, and then I'll click OK, and then Photoshop will take just a minute here depending on how many files you're loading in. And blam, now I have all 4 of these shots into the same document. Now at this point I would crop it if I need to crop it, however I need to, or I would start doing my other stuff, which is what I'm going to be doing now. So I want to talk about actions. Actions is a great way of automating your process that you do every time. So obviously these are horrible pictures, and I actually ended up going back and editing these quite a bit. But for the sake of argument, I'm just going to show you some tricks with actions. So now by default, actions is not actually up. You're going to have to show it. So it's under Window and Actions, or it is going to be Alt Option F9. Now this little window right here, I'm going to pull this out so you can see, has some default actions that come with Photoshop. And these are all just really simple things. So like for example, we have a vignette, and it has a parentheses selection, which indicates we probably have to have a selection. So if we just try running it, it'll say, yeah, it goes in error. And not so. But if I make a selection, say, this whole layer, and I ran it, well, I guess that didn't work. Well, go figure. Find a glitch in Photoshop. Awesome. Well, either way, I'm going to show another thing that we can do. So I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it User Actions, because that way I know it's my actions and not the default actions that I just hate. So I'm going to make a new action. So now what this does is it brings up a dialog box here, and you can name it whatever you want. So we're going to say add, I don't know, guides all around image. Okay, and now once we've done that, we've started it, now it is in record mode right here, and that means anything we do will be recorded and we can replay it again later. So for example, if I want to add guides all the way around it, and also let's do a 50% up vertically and horizontally, we can do this. So I can go to View, New Guide, Horizontal at 0%. And you see that now it's starting to record what I'm doing here. So View, New Guide, 100%, View, New Guide. You're starting to get the idea here. I don't need to repeat myself. At least I hope you're getting the idea. Otherwise, I'm doing this. Okay, 2 more guides, I promise. New guide, 50%. And then the last one, we need that horizontal right in the middle. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to click stop. And that stops the recording. So anything I do after this point, it's not being recorded. So to run an action, you select the top of the action and then you can run it. So if I go and clear out my guides and I run this action now by clicking the play button, See how quickly that made our guides? And imagine coming back to your document and having to do that. It's pretty awesome, right? So that's the power of actions, and you can load in actions just like you can load in brushes with the context menu right over here, and you can load actions or default actions that are in Photoshop, or you've placed files into the presets folder. So that's actions. Now, when you're doing things like this, a lot of times you want to, you know, sometimes we could say you have some text, right? We're gonna throw some text in here. We're gonna make this text white. We're gonna say, "Hello, YouTube." Now, let's make this a little bigger. Let's make this 300 point, and then let's center it, and let's do this. And just so you can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to delete these other layers, and I'm going to make a new solid color in pure black, and I'm just going to put that underneath so you can see what's going on here. And I'm going to clear out my guidelines. Now, styles is over in this panel over here in your styles panel. So just go to Window, Styles, and you can also bring up styles if you double click in the area to the far right of that layer. And this brings up your styles, and using these options and a combination of them, you can get some really nice effects. There's some default ones that are in here, and you can load in a bunch of a lot of presets as well. So, for example, let me move this out of the way so you can see. If we go over to Bevel Emboss, you can see that when I click that and I change these sliders, you can see how it changes the text. Pretty awesome, right? Now, here's the cool part, is if you go into make a style, you can save it for later use. We can click New Style. We can say soft bevel, so that in your styles panel it's the last one that's just loaded, because remember, you make a new brush, new style, new action, new anything, and so it's going to be the last in the list. Okay, so let's make a new text. I don't know what we should say. We should say woot. I know, it's super dumb. But now we can go and, like, say, click in our style, and we have that style automatically copied over. By the way, this first option with the line through it removes it. And again, if you double click and go to styles, we can click on that style or remove it, or any of the other styles that you have loaded. What's really nice about this is that if you have more styles loaded, and I'm going to go ahead and load some here. It's just like loading brush presets, so load styles, and if I load my styles, yeah, I have a lot of styles. I can just come through here and I can just start picking different styles that I think might look good for a particular text. And remember, these can also be applied to layers too. So if I make a new layer, let's draw a circle, and I'm going to fill that with black, well, close to black. Then I'm going to layer style it. You can see that now I can style these up however I want. Pretty cool, huh? And that's pretty much it for this video. It's short, sweet, and it's easy. So, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.